Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be making some protein chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. Wow, that was a mouthful. Anyways, let's get jumped right in. So firstly, we have our coconut oil melted and mixed with some butter. So I will have the ingredients in the description below, all the quantities and what we use. But basically here we have 1/4 cup of butter, and then we have 3/4 cup of coconut oil all melted down and mixed together. Then we are going to add our eggs and sugar and vanilla, and then we will proceed to add our dry ingredients. Like I said, we'll have all the quantities listed below, but yeah, let's get started. So I just have my buddy Greg here helping me out.
How's it going?
And yeah, we're going to get to it. I just figured it'd be a little bit easier for me to hold the camera and have someone help me out here, so thanks Greg.
No problem.
Alrighty, that's looking real nice. Now we're going to add our 2 eggs. And I just wanted to say too, guys, you can opt out of using the protein powder. You don't have to do that. That's an optional step. We use the protein powder and substitute with a bit of our flour. I'll kind of outline how we did that in the description. But basically, yeah, you don't have to use the protein powder. We just like to get a little extra protein into these cookies, but they will turn out basically the same way if you don't use it. And also, I just wanted to let you guys know, this is going to be pretty heavily coconut flavor in terms of what you taste in these cookies. So if you're not a huge coconut fan, this one might not be for you. Personally, I really like coconut, so these are truly awesome. Alrighty, our eggs are looking super good mixed in there. So these are going to be a healthier option. We're using stevia in substitute of sugar here. They still will obviously have some sugar in there. This is the stuff we use. You can get it at most local grocery stores. We got this stuff from Walmart. Alrighty, so we got our vanilla here now, and we are going to measure out 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Alrighty, perfect. So we are going to do the cinnamon next, and we're going to be using 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. You can go a little bit lighter on the cinnamon if you're not a huge fan of the taste of cinnamon, but personally, you know what, we like it. So we're going to add a tablespoon. Close enough. Ooh, looking good. Alrighty guys, so off camera we added 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of protein powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to mix this all together, and then we're going to add our oats. Now as you can see, we are adding our oats. So in this recipe we are going to add 3 cups of oats. And I also wanted to mention, guys, I'm going to have the macros for the entire recipe as well as each individual cookie at the end of the video, and I think this recipe is going to make about 24 cookies, somewhere around 2 dozen. Alrighty, so now that we got our oats all mixed in there, we are going to add our semi-sweet chocolate chips. We're opting for the semi-sweet here rather than the regular chocolate chips. You could also use dark chocolate if you want, or even baker's chocolate if you got a liking for a little bit of that bitter chocolate taste, but personally we're going to use semi-sweet. And what's our quantity for this? 1 cup, Greg?
1 cup.
1 cup, alright. So 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And this isn't going to be breaking any world records for the lowest sugar cookies out there, but what it is a super awesome healthy alternative to cookies that you might buy at the store, or even just the traditional kind of baking recipes that your grandma or whatever may have passed down. So it's nothing crazy, but it's going to be for sure much better than the typical cookie you would eat. So yeah, like I said, this will make about, if you make them golf ball size, roughly about 2 dozen. We'll see how many we get here. You want to always make sure that you pre-grease your pan. We're using tin foil on a cookie tray here, and we are going to set our oven to how many degrees?
375 for about 10 minutes.
Alright, so we're going to set our oven to 375. I didn't preset it because just of the noise while we're doing the video. Now we'll get that going, and we're going to start placing these cookies on the baking pan. Okay, so this is an optional step. You do not have to do this, but it makes it a little bit easier. So if you chill the batter, it makes it a little bit easier to place these on the cookie tray. And just the reason being is that when we use the coconut oil over the all butter in the recipe, it doesn't hold the same as if you would use butter. The binding characteristics aren't quite as good. So chilling the batter maybe 15-20 minutes beforehand is going to be a super awesome step to help it stay nice and compact and stick together, and then it'll be easier to place on the cookie sheet. Alrighty guys, so we got our cookies placed on the baking tray here. As you can see, we have them pretty tightly packed. These don't expand too much. So we made 16 here, and we figure we have about 4-ish cookies left in our batter bowl there. One thing that I wanted to mention real quick is we used a cup of these semi-sweet chocolate chips, but you could probably get away with half a cup. Honestly, we ended up actually taking some out, and we just definitely think you could get away with using about half a cup rather than a full cup. Currently we're bulking, so we just sent it, but yeah, if you use the half cup, it will definitely lower your sugar macros and fat macros a little bit, and just keep that in mind if you wanted to have these be a little bit less sugar and less fat content. But this is what we went with, and we're about to put it in the oven, so let's get going. Put her in there for about 10 minutes or so, and we will catch up with you guys when these are finished up. Alrighty, so we are going to pull the cookies out now. They are done. They were in there for about 12 minutes. Ooh. And that is what they look like. So we will let these cool down. And then, you know what, we'll give you guys a little taste test. Alrighty, so here's a decent, nice close-up on these cookies. Looking quite fresh, if I must say so myself. We ended up taking about a quarter cup of the chocolate chips out of there. So I kind of retouched up the macros to calculate for that. Anyways, so this is about the size of the cookie. It's about a little bit smaller than the size of your palm, and we're going to give her a nice little taste test. Alrighty, I'm excited for this. Pretty good. The macros on these cookies are 6 protein, 22 carb, 11 of those coming from sugar, so not too bad, and then 16 grams of fat. And most of that fat's coming from the coconut oil, which is a super good source. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. So if you like this video, make sure to drop me a like. If you have any questions on the recipe, you can leave a comment. And other than that, subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. And all I have to say is make sure to trust the process, stick to the grind, and magic will happen.